Hello, my name's Chris Davis, Managing Director of Engage Insight, and in this webinar we're focusing on key 3 for Model Office, which is your promise, which really focuses on the client service proposition and the centralized investment proposition that you have structured to meet your clients' ongoing wealth management and financial planning needs. And really, is it touching the bases that the FCA require regarding suitability, and also with MiFID II coming through next year, which is all about appropriateness of the product to meet clients' needs. It really focuses on the technology that you're also employing, such as the risk profiling tools and questionnaires that you're using, cash flow modeling systems if you're using that, how that's blended in to heighten the client's experience, and also key areas surrounding research tools, which could be looked at to enhance your research and due diligence process. The key area with the centralized investment proposition is obviously the investment committee, the wealth management committee, if you like, and there what we're ensuring is that does that match your client engagement key, which is the first key. So Model Office is very much focused on there regarding your client segmentation proposition, looking at the type of platforms or wrappers that you've got in play, the investment vehicles and the asset allocation strategies, and really making sure that the research and due diligence is a very strong one and that you're managing any biases and you've got a system that really takes a look at the suitability, financial strength, costs and charges, etc. The most important thing with regard to your clients is that your promise is really ensuring that it's aligned to meet stakeholder expectations, which we talked about in key 2, which is really know your client, treating customers fairly, and it's also understanding your vision, your roadmap, and does it match your client needs on an ongoing basis. Transparent features and benefits regarding costs and charges, making sure that's all simple, clear, and easy to understand for clients. The system, is it efficient? Is it fit for purpose? And does it ensure that an optimal solution, for example, to meet clients' needs is available? And what the regulator are very interested in, what Model Office will deep dive there, is looking again at the research and due diligence process and the relevant papers that go with that. For example, TR 16.1, which really focuses on that particular area. Model Office will mine that data and bring out any strategies and solutions to take a look at how you can increase your performance there and improve your scores. The key areas regarding price and tailored services and commitment consistency is really all about ensuring that your service proposition is highly suitable and appropriate to meet your segmented client needs on an ongoing basis. The key area that obviously the FCA, as we all know, is really focused on is suitability. And again, Model Office will deep dive that. It takes a look at across all the relevant papers that are in the frame for that. So we've just mentioned TR 16.1, for example, which takes a look at things like status quo bias on research and due diligence, and takes a look at is there enough challenge in the business to ensure that you've got the right wealth management platform that meets client needs. And the key area there, if you look at March 2017 on this particular slide, it looks at really areas around, firms do not always consider consumers' needs and outcomes appropriately when they develop products, distribution services, and offer wealth management services. So Model Office will test for that. It will test for how you're surveying your clients, how you're monitoring your ongoing client needs, making sure that you're focused on your client needs, and it's not just the relationship, for example, that you've built with your platform provider. For example, which can skew the relationship on an ongoing basis. When it comes down to stress testing, the portfolio management or platform service that you've got, Model Office will take a look at what a SWOT analysis, for example, weaknesses, strengths, opportunities, threats. Across that, it will take a what research tools that you're employing. Is it providing the suitable information? Again, going back to research and due diligence, is it allowing providing an excellent evidence-based data that you can really use to improve the centralized investment proposition performance on an ongoing basis. It's also very interested in specialist services. So if you've got a suite of specialist services, for example, in this particular case, pension transfers, that's a big area at the moment. There's a big focus from the FCA where they're coming out with their directives in June this year regarding suitability. And obviously there's a lot of warnings going out at the moment. I think the one particular firm had 500 defined benefit pension transfer warnings. And the key areas there is what Model Office will certainly look at is critical yield only is not good enough. It needs to include expected returns on new investments and include personal circumstances. The advice strategy or planning strategy needs to focus on expected returns, risk, cost due diligence, and incorporate Principle 6 of due care, skill, and diligence on enhanced transfers. So that is all factored in, as well as other specialist areas, whether it's structured products or whatever that you're using within the business on an ongoing basis. A key area to mention as well is to ensure that you've got the right blend. So regarding risk profiling, the processes that you're using within the business are very important, and Model Office will test for the attitude to risk that you've got with your clients and how robust that is, and then matching that against the risk profile that you've developed and the system that you've developed if you're using technology, for example, across the portfolios that you're using, or whether it's discretionary fund management, professional management portfolios, and how that's being calibrated together to make sure that that clients' suitability requirements are met. The other thing to mention as well regarding charges is that we need to ensure that that you have the relevant a right charging structure, for example, so clients are going to value what you're offering, and most importantly, you stay a profitable and sustainable business practice, and clients are very happy to pay because they're seeing maximum amount of value in what you're offering them. And so what Model Office will test for is your charging strategy aligned to meet your client needs, and what type of strategy are you using. So for example, are you using initial, fixed, variable, retainer, ad valorem, time or task or managed fees, and how you're quantifying all these charges in monetary terms. That's all very important. The other thing to mention as well is obviously due diligence, and this is a bit of research that came out of Money Marketing recently, which looked at the factors involved in fund selection for advisors. And again, there's big concern here from the regulator, so we need to ensure that your research and due diligence is robust, and Model Office will test for that. It will test for the data that you're producing and the technology that you're using to do that and enhance the client experience on an ongoing basis. Regarding planning services and ongoing review services, well, really, again, we're interested in what your clients are experiencing there and how it's aligned to your client segmentation processes, taking a look at your planning processes and really focusing on, does it add value, and are clients really getting maximum amount of benefit from your services, and how you're understanding that. What are your understandings by maybe you looking at if you've got a survey to your clients, or understanding where your clients sit with your services and their experience. A Model Office will test for all this. It really does have a deep dive test about how you're monitoring and analysing your clients on an ongoing basis, and how you're reporting to your clients, obviously, and how the reviews are stacked up, and how they're tailored to meet client segment needs and requirements. And all this really, a lot of it is your reputation as a business, and how robust your service proposition is. It comes down to your reputation. We all know reputations are hard to build, but easy to burst. So really, Model Office will ensure that your reputation is intact, that you have a robust brand, a robust research and due diligence process to ensure that your clients are continually happy, and also you're keeping regulators happy, as well as business owners. So I hope that gives a good idea of key 3, which is your promise. And to finalise this particular key, what Model Office will also do is produce strategies, steers and action plans and resources, so you can continue to build a highly profitable, sustainable, client-centric and compliant business practice on an ongoing basis. So thank you very much for your time.